Tariffs make everything more expensive. So why do governments keep using them? Let's talk bananas. Imagine two jungles. Your jungle grows bananas, but they're hard to grow here. Rocky soil, not enough rain. Each banana costs you 5 coconut shells to produce. Across the river is another jungle. Perfect banana growing conditions. Rich soil, perfect rainfall. They can grow bananas for only 2 coconut shells each. Without any barriers, you'd obviously buy their cheaper bananas. This is called free trade. Then, your jungle chief makes an announcement. Any banana coming from the other jungle now has a tax, a 3 coconut shell tax per banana. This tax is called a tariff. Now their bananas cost 2 shells to make, but 5 shells to buy, the same price as your local bananas. The foreign advantage just disappeared, not because they got worse at growing bananas, because your chief added a wall made of taxes. Here's where it gets tricky. Your chief says, "I'm making the other jungle pay." But that's not how it works. The other jungle sells bananas for 2 shells like always. They get their 2 shells, you, the gorilla buying the banana, pay 2 shells to them, plus 3 shells to your own government. You pay 5 shells total. The foreign jungle didn't pay the tariff. You did. Tariffs are taxes on your own citizens, not foreigners. So why would your chief do this? The idea is to protect local banana farmers. If foreign bananas cost 2 shells and local 5, nobody buys local. Local farmers go out of business. But with a 3-shell tariff, both cost 5 shells. Now you might buy local. Local farmers keep their jobs. The jungle stays self-sufficient in bananas. On paper, this makes sense. Protect local jobs, protect local industry. That's the theory. But here's what that leaves out. You're now paying 5 shells for bananas instead of 2. That's 3 extra shells you can't spend on coconuts, mangoes, or anything else. The whole jungle is poorer by 3 shells per banana. Yes, banana farmers kept their jobs, but everyone else is paying more for food. The jungle protected one industry by making everyone else worse off. This is the hidden cost nobody talks about. Now it gets worse. The other jungle sells bananas to your jungle, but they buy coconuts from you. When you put a tariff on their bananas, they get angry, so they put a tariff on your coconuts. Now your coconut farmers can't sell to them anymore. You protected banana farmers but killed coconut farmers, and both jungles are paying higher prices. This is called a trade war. Everybody loses, but nobody wants to back down first. So who wins from tariffs? Local banana farmers win big. They were about to lose everything. Now they're saved. They know exactly who to thank, the chief who imposed the tariff. Who loses? Everyone else, a little bit. Each gorilla pays 3 shells more per banana. It's spread across millions of gorillas. Nobody notices their personal loss enough to complain. Concentrated benefits, distributed costs. That's why tariffs are politically popular even when they're economically bad. Now, there is one good argument for tariffs. Sometimes your jungle needs to learn how to make something. Right now, you're terrible at making it, but with practice, you could get good. A temporary tariff gives you time to learn and improve. This is called the infant industry argument. Protect the baby industry until it grows up. The problem, the tariff never feels temporary. Once an industry gets protected, it fights to stay protected forever. The infant never grows up. Quick clarification. A tariff is a tax on imported goods. A quota is a limit on quantity. You can only import 100 bananas, no matter the price. A sanction is a ban for political reasons. We won't trade with you at all because of your policies. All 3 restrict trade, but tariffs at least let trade happen. You just pay more. Quotas create artificial scarcity. Sanctions stop trade completely. Different tools, same goal. Control what crosses borders. Are tariffs always bad? Not necessarily. If the other jungle is subsidizing their banana farmers, selling below cost to destroy your industry, a tariff can level the playing field. If bananas are critical for national security and you can't rely on imports during war, protecting local production makes sense. If the other jungle uses child labor or destroys their forest, tariffs can be a moral stand. But most tariffs, they're just politics disguised as economics, helping the few at the expense of the many. Here's the bottom line. No matter what politicians say, tariffs are paid by consumers. Foreign companies don't pay them, you do, every time you buy the taxed product. The government collects revenue. Protected industries keep jobs, but you pay higher prices. Your purchasing power shrinks. Tariffs are a redistribution from consumers to government and protected industries. That's not opinion, that's how the math works. Next time you hear about a new tariff, ask these questions. Who benefits? Usually a specific visible industry. Who pays? Usually millions of consumers who won't notice individually. Is it temporary or permanent? Almost always becomes permanent. Will the other side retaliate? Usually yes. Are we protecting jobs or protecting inefficiency? Often the latter. Tariffs aren't simple, but the economics are clear. They make your jungle poorer to help specific guerrillas. Whether that trade-off is worth it, that's politics, not economics. Now you understand tariffs. They're taxes on imports that you pay, not foreigners. They protect some jobs by making everyone else poorer. If this made trade policy finally make sense, subscribe for more jungle economics. Your coconut shells are waiting. Next up, what happens when a government prints too much money? It's called hyperinflation, and entire jungles have collapsed because of it. You won't believe what happened to Zimbabwe. See you there. Subscribe for more banana economics. Stay smart, stay banana.